I'm Bill Higgs, and I'm 84 years old, and I'm British, of course, and I was a Staff Sergeant glider pilot. D-Day was the only successful, really successful airborne operation of the war. Sicily was a fiasco. Arnhem was a fiasco. The Rhine crossing needn't have happened because the Yanks wanted the Yanks had 2 divisions of airborne chaps in England who had never been used, never been seen a rifle fire in action, you see. So he wanted that, and he used those, you see. But they were already across the Rhine. They didn't need that, you see, but they wanted to use these men up. Now Arnhem, you see, we had, after D-Day, we had about 6 or 7 operations planned, but when Montgomery broke out from the Bulge, he was travelling at 60 kilometres a day with his army, and every time we planned to go somewhere, he was there before us, you see. So there was 6 or 7 operations planned that never came off until Arnhem. Now, the plan of Arnhem was that the Americans would take 3 bridges, and we would take the bridge too far, as they call it, and hold it for 2 days, because the British Second Army would be up there in 2 days. Now the problem was, at the briefing, and I've told this to many people, at the briefing, General Boy Browning, who was in charge of the airborne operations, English, gave us a briefing, us glider pilots, and he was telling us that we should be landing at Gingle Heath, and we should be about 6 or 7 miles away from Arnhem, and we should go into Arnhem, and the bridge would be taken, and this, that, and the other. So the blokes, me being a sergeant major, acting sergeant major, said, "Bill, ask him why we landing in daylight, in a clear day, 6 miles from the bridge, when at Normandy we landed at night, amongst the area where the Germans had put posts in, and attacked the bridge at night." So Blabbermouth, as I'm called, said, "Excuse me, sir, why are we landing 6 miles away from the bridge in daylight, when at Normandy we landed right on the bridge at night?" And he stepped down, this was Browning, General Browning, I can remember it well, stepped down on the days of this platform, stepped down and he put his finger nearly in my face. He said, "That is the plan." And I never said anymore. I mean, I was frightened to say anymore there. That is the plan. But it was a plan that us guys who'd done Normandy knew was not right, you see. So the planning, in the end, as we've known, there were so many things went wrong with the Battle of Arnhem that you can't believe it, you see. The Dutch had already told them that the armour division was in Arnhem. We didn't take any notice of them. They didn't believe them. They told us it was an armoured division also in there that was rearming and get the tanks up together, and we didn't believe them. And we said that we should be there in no time at all with the tanks and the what's that. But you see, of course, when we landed there, the minute the Germans knew what we were going to do, they had an army in front of us. I mean, this was an army of tanks, and what's there? We only had light little guns on jeeps and things like that, flamethrowers and all that sort of rubbish. But the Germans were there, and of course on the second day, they were on our landing ground, you see, and I landed. What happened with the glider pilots who went to Normandy early, they were on the first day, and because we were the first day, we were put on the second day of Arnhem. But I wish we'd been on the first day, because on the second day the Germans knew what they were doing, and they were there on their landing ground, firing up with the parachutists and things. They didn't hang about. They were there. They knew what was going to happen, you see. So it'd been happier if I'd have been on the first day, but as it happened, anyway, I had a good landing there, and pulled in near the woods, because I thought, well, a coward get undercover, you know, which I did. and off we went to Arnhem. We had a couple of skirmishes down by the railway bridge, and we got into the area, going up towards the bridge eventually. It was just getting dark, it was, and getting up towards the bridge. They held the bridge not 2 days, but 4 days, and eventually the Germans overwhelmed them, and they were fit. Then we were fighting in little groups. There was no battle plan. You just, if you saw a group there was okay, you went with them, fought with them until they got split up, and you went with somebody else. And that's what you did towards the end of the battle. But the thing was, this is a really true thing. Where they hit my lung, you see, they patched me up, they cut the thing up, cut my jumping suit up. They put a patch on where the bullet went in and a patch on where the bullet came out, you see. And when I was in this barn, so where the cows was, it was all straw there, it was all laying on this straw. I thought, I'm going to die of my blood. I couldn't breathe, you see. And blood was running out my mouth. I thought, if I don't move, I've got to do something. And I panicked. I pulled myself over to try and get, and there was an old rusty bar where obviously the cows were tethered to. I grabbed that to turn myself over, and it was a miracle, because when I turned on the concrete at the bottom there, I pulled the patch off my back, and I could feel the hot blood running down my back. And within minutes I was breathing better, you see. At my age, I can come back after 60 years for a start, and to come back there and still have my faculties. I'm not quite round the bend yet, but to still have my faculties and to meet all those people and be able to shake hands and kiss them 3 times, which I never knew anything about at the first place, and see them all is marvellous. And I hope and I pray that I can do it for a number of years to go yet. And of course I get a thrill every time I go there. I wouldn't go there otherwise, would I? I mean, I just get the thrill that I'm going to see these people who stood up and did so much at that particular time. And of course the tears come running every time the children come in with their poses onto the graves. Me, tough boxer, I never shed a tear boxing. I never shed a tear when I was shot. But when they come on, my eyes are always running. They are.